Hey everyone, welcome to episode 20 of the New Slang Podcast. I'm Thomas Mooney, the editor-in-chief of New Slang here in Lubbock. And this week on the podcast, we have one of my good friends, Rodney Parker, on. He has this new record coming out called Bomber Heights. It's going to be coming out in September the 16th. And he's played some CD release shows already that if you went to one of those shows, you already have a copy of Bomber Heights. But anyways, like officially the record comes out the 16th of September. And if you look on New Slang today, or for the rest of the week, really, you're going to be able to find a stream of one of the new songs on the record. And anyways, yeah, so we sat down a few weeks back when he was here in Lubbock, and we just talked for, I don't know, probably about an hour and a half or so, just about music and sports and whatnot. And then, then he played Blue Light, and, I'm telling you, like, Rodney Parker's band has always just been so sonically dynamic. There's a lot of, like, really cool things that they've done over the years. This record is very much the same. Just kind of like in a different direction, though. It's a little bit more mellow, a little bit more chill. And not that he's never focused on the songs, but like it feels like this batch of songs is about the stories within the songs more so than even before, I guess. So anyways, yeah, just a few notes that we should probably get out of the way. If you're not following New Slang on all your social media, go ahead and do that. We're at the New Slang, or we're at New Slang _LBK at all that. I'm messing all this stuff up. We're at New Slang _LBK on Twitter. You can search for us on Facebook, on Instagram, all of that kind of good stuff. If you don't subscribe to the podcast already, go ahead and do so. If you can, go ahead and rate us and give us a review on iTunes. It'll help us out. And if you're a songwriter and you're not signed up for the singer-songwriter competition coming up at Blue Light, go ahead and do so. Like, it's going to be coming up this September. There's going to be 5 weeks of preliminary rounds, and then that finals is going to be Monday, October 19th, I believe. 17th, October 17th. So if you're a songwriter and you haven't signed up, go ahead. Spots are going up pretty quickly. Like I said, there's 5 preliminary rounds at September 12th, 19th, 26th, October 3rd, and 10th. And yeah, much like every other year, 3 people move on each week, and then the finals, all in this case, 15 of the songwriters will be then going against each other, and we'll have a winner and runner-up and all this kind of good stuff. So, yeah, anyways, if you're a songwriter and you haven't signed up, go ahead and do so. Just a couple of other notes. Thursday, September 8th, and Friday, September 9th, Flatline Cavalry will be playing a back-to-back show at Blue Light. They'll be playing both those nights. That Thursday is going to be with Troy Cartwright, and that Friday is going to be with Caitlin Butts. And yeah, like right now they're selling tickets. There's only like 100 pre-sale tickets available to those shows. They're going to be sold out fairly quickly. So if you are interested in going to either or both of those shows, go ahead and get your tickets now. We will be having a raffle. Not necessarily a raffle, but like we'll be giving away a pair of tickets that are good for both of those nights. Look on Twitter, on our Facebook for details on that pretty soon. Some other little interesting notes. Last week we had Zach McGuinn of Dolly Shine on. They're breaking up as a band. There's one more. One more set of shows that they're doing as a farewell tour, if you will. One of those shows is going to be at Blue Light. That's Wednesday, September 14th. go ahead and go to their official website for other shows that they're doing. Like I said, like they'll be playing shows pretty much through the end of September before their eventual breakup. And then also, you know, right now for these next 2 weeks, we're doing this Sweet 16 tournament for Dalton Domino's Dust Bowl. And so right now you can go ahead and go vote on all these different songwriters. Dalton Domino's Dust Bowl is going to be coming up in October. That's the 12th. It's a Thursday. And it's a really, really great lineup so far. Just for example, there's going to be Six Market Boulevard, Sean McConnell, Willis Allen Ramsey, Adam Hood, Jason Eady, Ben Hussey, Caitlin Butts, Travis Meadows, John D. Hale, Courtney Patton, Charlie Stout, Brandon Adams, Johnny Burke. A lot of other great songwriters. Anyways, the Sweet 16 thing that we're doing is a bracket of, 16 up-and-coming songwriters and artists. And one of those will win in this bracket. So go ahead and go to newslanglubbock.com, find our bracket, and go and vote. There's, like I said, 16 artists on there, and there's 16 songs. So if you haven't heard of these bands, go ahead and listen to them. It's a great way to find new music. When we were getting all these songs in and everything from them, it was really cool hearing these artists that aren't necessarily well known, but like there's some potential in all of them. Just for a rundown of who's involved, it's going to be Cody Jasper, Denny Heron, Billy Holder, Austin McManus, Eddie Sands, Gander Slew, Jackie Darlene, Cody West, Zach Coffey, Elena Kay, Skylar Hamilton, Davis Allen, Kirk Baxley, Jamie Weston, Bubba Wesley, and Ben McKenzie. So, yeah, go ahead and go to newslanglubbock.com, find that, and, yeah, anyways, I guess right now I'm just going to be rambling on if I don't just stop myself. So we'll go and get on to the interview with Rodney. So, yeah, here it is. Yeah, it's been a while since you've been over here.
Yes, it has. It has. I'm glad to be back. I guess the last time I was here, it was when I came up with Red and Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
And that was probably, I guess, this last winter. But with the band, the Pesos, I don't think it might be like a year and a half or 2 years since we've been here, which is odd,
Mm-hmm.
But that we took a lot of time off to make this record. It ended up taking us way longer than we thought it was going to. We started this record in September of last year, and we're just now putting it out in September. So what we thought was going to be just a little time off to make the record turned out to be like 9 months, So
Mm-hmm.
But that was okay. It was good for us to recharge the batteries a little bit, and be home and then be excited to get out on the road and play shows. We've been doing it for 12 years, and we never really took a break, so it was cool. But I'm glad it's over.
Yeah. Do you when you're like off
Mm-hmm.
that break, is there ever anything in the back of your head thinking like, man, we gotta get out there because I don't want people to forget us?
Yeah, totally.
Is that always
it drove me crazy. Yeah. Well, so this is the first time we've ever done this, and
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that what was supposed to be like, let's take off maybe from we'll start back up in January or something, and we'll take October, November, December to make the record. After that, and we still weren't done, and there was no end in sight, then I was like, it was driving me crazy, and I was like, I got to get back out on the road. Not only because it's good for, you can't break for very long because it's bad for your career, but also just my state of mind. Like I don't, this I like doing it, and I want to get out and play shows. I mean, luckily I still go and play acoustic all the time, but it's not the same. The band, we've always been a band first, and then me, an acoustic performer, as a secondary thing.
You were doing that with Red and Charlie a lot, though.
Yeah.
This past.
Yeah. So that was fun
cool.
when we were, I love doing that with them because they're both so talented, one, and they're great dudes to be with on the road. but it's a cool format because when you're swapping, when I perform just by myself acoustic, and I don't like doing it. I don't feel like it's not good enough, So like, to be able to swap with those guys and we all play on each other's stuff, that was really fun. And so, we did several little runs where we did to Knoxville, Tennessee, and back.
Yeah, I was gonna say like you guys went up there.
Yeah, went up there and played shows up and down there, and then we'd come out here for some days and stuff. So that helps to kind of cure the itch, of needing to get out and be on the road. But we need to be playing full band shows.
Yeah, when you're out on the road with other songwriters who are known songwriters, like, what do you guys talk about? Because I can see like Shafter just being all over the place. Obviously,
he's very much all over the place. I guess just any and everything. We do talk about music a lot, but that's not all. Shafter is definitely he could just talk about
whatever. He used to have a podcast, so
yeah. He's got some crazy theories on Bigfoot and all sorts of crazy stuff. But those guys are great to be on the road with, and we've got another show coming up at the Live Oak with us three in a week or two. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. See, I've always thought like I'm sure this is against the code of song swaps, but I always thought it would be so funny, like, to be the first person and the first song you play is like the guy, like the best song by the next guy.
Yeah.
Just so like
that's a good trick. I'm gonna do that. I'm totally gonna do that one of these days.
Yeah. You might like get your ass kicked like right now, but like if you do it like at 65 or something like that, they're gonna be like, oh, that's just old Rodney.
Yeah, old crazy Rodney. Yeah. That's a great idea though.
I don't know. I think that'd be hilarious.
I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it. I just got to figure out who I'm going to do it to.
Yeah. I don't know.
Charlie.
I think like Charlie would just like, whatever.
He wouldn't care. He'd be like, that's great because that means I don't have to play it.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think Red would have an ego about it?
No.
No, I think Red would get mad.
You think he would?
I don't know.
No, I don't think he'd get mad. I don't think both of those guys. All they do is cut up and laugh and make jokes and stuff. So now I wouldn't try it on a stranger.
No, of course not. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't. Red could though. He's giant. He should do that.
Yeah.
No one's gonna kick his ass,
yeah.
Or at least, he's a pretty large man, so he could pull it off a lot better than I could.
Yeah. Well, see, you do it with Red. Just don't do it too Red.
Right.
Because then Red will have your back.
Yeah, that's right.
One of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this new record, I'm keep on forgetting the name of it. Bomber Heights, right?
Mm-hmm. Bomber Heights.
Where'd the name come from?
I moved to it's a neighborhood. It's my neighborhood in Fort Worth. It's called Bomber Heights, and I moved there about 2 years ago. And it was kind of a point in my life when I was restarting stuff, and so I moved out there, and I thought that kind of coincided great with the shifting way we viewed the band, and what we wanted to do, and the future of the band. And I thought, well, since this home and my situation is brand new and it's called Bomber Heights, let's call the record that.
Yeah. Because it's in one of the songs though too.
Right. It's in Road Between None and Sun.
Yeah. See, the record obviously a lot better than I do, even though I've listened to it like the last week. I always feel like records, when you're listening to them, that's what I kind of hate doing, like album reviews, just because you're expected to know the record within like a week or 2 weeks or something like that. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to know this record.
Yeah, you got to live with it for a little while. Yeah,
intensely,
Yeah.
How is it with you though? Like on the other side, you're around these songs since the beginning of them.
Yeah.
You get tired of them?
Sometimes, yeah. These are still new enough, and this record is still new enough that I'm not tired of these. And there are some songs that I never get tired of, but there's definitely some that, when they come up on the set list, I'm like, oh man, okay. But so these, no, I mean, even though we have listened to it so much and for so long, it seems, it's still in that exciting mode for me. So, but I will find a way to get tired of it eventually. Yeah.
You mentioned like at the record it took a while longer than you thought it was.
Yeah.
What was the reasoning on that? What?
Well, mainly what it was we did have some scheduling issues and like logistics and stuff, but we spent a lot more time tracking than I had anticipated. We spent 5 weeks tracking, 5 days a week. And we've never took that long to track a record, and then it was another 2 weeks to mix. And of course those were spread out, but and the reason it took so long tracking was I think we afforded ourselves like the luxury of trying stuff out, and if this doesn't work, we'll scrap that part and get a different instrument, or let's change keys, or there were several songs where we were pretty far along with, and we were just like, this isn't working, delete. We're just start from the beginning, start over, and get it to where it needed to be. And so by having that philosophy, it took a lot longer than I had anticipated, but I think in the end it was worth it to me.
Yeah. Is that partly like like your first records, most of the songs are always just going to be a little bit more battle tested because you're playing them more,
right?
And you kind of have a better idea of what direction they're going in.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and a lot of times too. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Also, not all the time can you afford to spend a lot of time in the studio. So you better come in with them how they're going to be, and you just have to play them as a band, and that's your record.
Yeah.
And so we were lucky to be able to take the time and experiment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've always kind of been, I guess, like a Lubbock songwriter by proxy. It's always felt like you're
second
part
home,
of part of the club.
And I love that. I love that about this town. And we come here so much that it really does feel like a home away from home. I know that's a cliche. I guess that started because of Thrift Store Cowboys. And I love all those guys, and they were the first band to sort of take us under their wing. And by that, and coming up here all the time, we've met so many great friends, and I hope it always stays that way. I don't ever want to stop coming here.
Yeah. I guess like Fluid's always talked about how, I think he said he saw y'all's first show because y'all were opening for them, like in.
Yeah,
I'm probably going to make it up, but like somewhere in New Mexico for some reason.
It was in Santa Fe.
There you go.
Yeah, it was the first show I ever played ever. Was opening for I lucked into this because but it was the first show ever, and it was playing with Thrift Store Cowboys and Devotchka. And so I went out there, and then immediately he and I were just like, that night we hung out all night and got drunk together, and then I listened to their stuff all the way home when I was driving because it was just me. I didn't have a band yet at that point. And, just after that first day, we were like best friends,
Yeah.
So,
what year was that? Like, what did it have to be?
Had to have been 2001 or 2002. Maybe 2002, I think. Yeah, so it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been, I guess, familiar with Thrift Store Cowboys discography, kind of been introduced to it as it's come along.
Yeah, I think then they had a couple of, I think they had 2 records out, or maybe just the one. But yeah, but I definitely, as they sort of grew and transformed, I was there to sort of witness it because we've always played shows together. Of course, I hear the records as soon as they come out, or before they come out even.
Yeah.
And so that was awesome, to see. And they were always inspiring to us, like they're the reasons like we do the things that we do in the band, like have you know, the crazy stops or the weird rhythmic stuff or whatever. That all comes from watching Thrift Store Cowboys shows. You know, we definitely would not be the band that we are without them.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was you or someone else who was talking about. Did you guys go like Thrift Store, y'all, and like One Wolf go out like on this West Coast tour?
We did. We went. I guess we started here, and then we went west out to L.A. and then all the way up to Seattle. You know, playing the whole way.
Yeah.
And then back down through, you know, Utah and Colorado and all that stuff. And God, it's a miracle we all made it out of that alive, you know.
Yeah.
You talk about some wild times. It was so much fun though.
Yeah.
I don't know how many shows it was. I think it was like 18 shows or 15 shows or something like that. But, you know, man, you know, it was rowdy nights.
Yeah. I think like, you know, that's of course, like in Texas, it's always kind of like the weekend warrior kind of stuff. Thursday, Friday, Saturday shows. Of course, like a lot of big bands, they'll go out on, you know, 10+ date tours. You know but that right there was, like you said, like 18 days.
Yeah,
at least,
or at least
18.
like 15.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, it was a long time, and you know, I was pretty worn out by the end of it. But you know, and I'd do it again with you know, a band like that I love. But going by ourselves, you know, I don't know. Sometimes it's just like when you're out in like Minneapolis playing on a Tuesday night to like 2 people, you're just like, what am I doing here? You know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But you know, it wasn't like that with them because you know, at the very least, you're going to be partying with like your favorite band.
Yeah.
So.
At least you have like 10 members in the audience. Because there's something like that.
Yeah. No, but that was actually a pretty well attended tour because that was a route that they did a lot, and so you know, they would headline the shows and we would just open. But
I don't know if there's really anyone from Lubbock who's gone out like that in a while. I know like No Dry County.
Yeah,
they're
Colorado right now.
Right now in Colorado.
Yeah.
There's not really been a whole lot of like West Coast exploration.
Yeah,
I think like Rattlesnake Milk.
Yeah,
has, but
it's tough to do because you know it costs a lot of money, and you know, because you're not going to make as much out there at shows because no one knows who you are. It's also tough because there's no point in doing it unless you plan on doing it quite a few times, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you're not going back, if you don't plan to go back to L.A., you know, at least once a year, you know, or preferably more, then you've really, there's kind of not a point in doing it unless it's just for fun.
Yeah. It's always, that's the thing I think like everyone does is the whole, if the first time it doesn't work, like let's just abandon it thing,
right?
You know, and it's like, you've got to do it more than.
Oh yeah, you got to keep doing it.
I think like that's one of my problems with Lubbock. Or criticism's not necessarily a problem, but like a lot of times here in Lubbock, people will try something out, and then it's like, well, this one time it didn't work, so well, fuck it.
Well, people are like that everywhere.
Yeah,
I think.
well, I'm sure.
But yeah, you really do. You gotta keep beating it up, you know. And you know it's tough, but you got to do it.
Yeah, of course. What have you been listening to lately? I'm gonna give you that open-ended question.
I don't even know.
I always hate that question when people ask me.
You know, but, I mean, just so much stuff. You know, there's nothing that's like, oh my God, I got to tell you about this. You never heard of this band. You know, I mean, a lot of times I'll listen to the classics the same as everybody does. You know, I mean, Bruce, you know, or Paul Simon or whatever. But as far as like a new band that I've been jamming a lot and I haven't, and that maybe people aren't talking about yet or they aren't that well known, I don't have one right now, which sucks. I need to maybe explore a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at some point, like you just kind of stop exploring.
Yeah.
Like most people just
Yeah.
That's around like right after they get out of college. You know, they just stop.
Yeah, and that's the music
to,
they like for the rest of their life. Yeah,
and that's why like all of your kids' bands suck. You know,
yeah,
that kind of thing.
Yeah,
this generation.
Yeah, yeah. That's true, and I don't want to be that way. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I am. It's just I don't have anything on the top of my head right now. But I want to find something to get. You know, I want to find some band that
no one
knows about. I want to be the cool kid.
Yeah,
yeah.
So you can just be like, "Have you ever heard of And
yeah.
then like,
just totally make it
up.
God, you guys are so lame, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always find it. I can't remember where we were talking. Oh, it was with Drew Kennedy on this very podcast. He was talking about how he always hates when somebody like shares the same band as you. Like, they're also your favorite band, and then they go, "Well, have you heard this by them?" And that other person's like, "No," and then they're like, "Well, then you're not really."
And then
instead of just being like, "Well, hey, let me get you a copy of this," you'll really enjoy it, or that kind of thing.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's like sometimes people take such ownership in their like of a band that they don't want anyone else to know. Sometimes they're. Or you weren't there from the beginning, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a pretty popular thing.
I think it's for me now. It's not never necessarily that. It's always like anytime like in the last 6 months, there's been a whole lot of stuff written about Terry Allen, and I'm always like, man, I should have written that. Like they shouldn't have got that person. I should have.
Yeah,
wrote
that should have been mine. Yeah.
Like so. I just want to have like claim of all Terry Allen stuff. Like no, nobody else. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's my
deal, and you guys don't understand it.
But
like
that's
I do.
Yeah, which is very pretentious. Very.
It's all right. Everybody does it. Everybody does it. I do the same thing. It's funny.
Yeah, you guys opened for Turnpike the other day, right?
Yeah, in Houston.
Yeah,
down in Houston.
Was that just one date or two?
It was just one.
Okay.
Just one. We got another one coming up in a week or two. We're in Bossier City with them again, and then we're going to have some more in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're taking a lot of time off in September because, I think they're just taking some time off. But when they come back in October, I'm supposed to be doing some more dates with them. But yeah, love it. I mean, those are super fun shows,
Yeah,
because they're freaking packed, sold out.
Yeah. Well, of course they're sold out. I guess like right now, Dalton Domino is playing up somewhere. I guess somewhere in Kansas or something like that. Both shows obviously sold out.
Yeah.
But that band Turnpike, that's kind of in a way like a sister band or brother band. I don't want to say sister band.
Yeah.
Because you guys have a couple of mutual.
Yeah, we have
bandmates.
That's right.
From there.
Gabe. Their drummer was our drummer for a really long time, and he played on the Lonesome Dirge. He played all the drums on that, and then so he's with them now. And then also Hank Early plays pedal steel for them, and he played pedal steel for us. So I think he's played on he played all the steel on this new record and on Apology 2 and on Apology 1. So he was with us for a long time. We've known those guys for a really long time.
Yeah.
I don't know how long ago we met him, but we've known him for a really long time, and we always had a good time together. So, yeah, in a way that we're one of those bands that you're linked to and always will be. What's his deal? Brooks just walked by and flipped me off.
I don't know. It's always, what happens on this podcast if it's during the week.
Yeah.
Usually, like we'll come around this time of day. But usually there's a little bit more people coming through.
Yeah.
And so, like, we're set up over here in the pool room, which is fine. I mean, there's a little ambiance happening. No big deal. But then people walk in and we're like talking real loud, and then they'll just be like, oh, fuck, are you guys on the radio right now? And it's like, just don't worry about it. Like, just walk on by.
Leave us alone. Yeah. No, Brooks was trying to sabotage us.
Yeah.
So.
Well, of course, there's always the bandmates who do that too.
Yes, that's true. As long as he didn't do it on stage.
Yeah. Well, when we did it with when I had the one with Paul Cawthon, they kept on bringing us beer, so they were like contributing to. Oh, see right here.
Oh,
there you go.
I take it back what I said, Brooks. Excellent. He read my mind.
Yeah. What
What's been like the worst show you've ever had?
Oh, jeez, dude. I've played some really shitty shows. One that comes to mind. One that comes to mind is we played at this place in Laredo. That it was just awful, and everyone hated us. And it was such a rough place that they actually had the chicken wire, like not as a joke.
Yeah.
Luckily, they didn't hate us bad enough to throw stuff at us, but that one was just like, oh, brutal. You know, like I remember the manager came up when we were on break and was like, "You guys have to play different stuff. Like, you can't keep playing this same stuff." And like, this is what we did. We don't know any other stuff. You know, it was just miserable. Another bad one was we played at is it Momo's maybe in Austin, and there was actually no one there. Like, not even a bartender or a sound guy. Like, there were 0 people in the room besides us, and we were like, well, like, I guess we'll keep playing the songs.
Band practice.
You know? Band practice, yeah.
Kinda.
That one was pretty funny. And we've had shows where, like, you know, especially, you know, Austin's a tough town, but like one other time in Austin, you know, after sound check after sound check and doors open and all that, then about 10 minutes before we're supposed to play, they're like, "You guys we're going to close. Just take all your shit down. Don't even play."
See, the thing is, they probably had a conversation like while y'all were sound checking.
Yeah.
And we're like, after they sound check, let's just go ahead and we don't want to.
Yeah, no one's gonna come. So yeah,
That's always weird about Texas. Like, Texas is a great state to play music in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyone always says, you know, that you come to Texas and there's places to play, but like still, there's some markets in Texas that are just kind of, you don't ever really hear about their music scene or hear about them being a place where people go and watch or listen. You know.
like what?
Well, like you just mentioned, like Laredo. I've always heard like a lot of bad things, not necessarily bad things, but how hard it is to play in like El Paso.
Oh, right.
You know,
I played El Paso once. Yeah, it is great, but it's so big that there are parts that like for you know, Americana or say Houston can be a hard town.
Yeah.
Or has been for us. You know. And I think it has a lot to do with how much radio support you get out there, and like East Texas that's where I'm from, so I do spend a lot of time out there. There, it's just sort of now embracing the, you know, Americana or Texas country or whatever you want to call it, on their radio stations, and so that in turn means that up until now, you know, you would have a pretty rough time drawing anybody out there.
Yeah.
Which I always thought was such a shame because it's like, you know, I love it out there. It's beautiful. Like, well, just play, you know, I just wish it was, you know.
a little bit more vibrant.
Yeah.
More accepting.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Just more.
Knowing about.
Yeah, I just wish they, you know, had kind of better radio. But they're changing that now. And I think with that, there will be a culture change of finding local music.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope so anyway.
You're just saying that just because you want them to stream Bomber Heights on repeat.
That's
right?
right. That's right.
That's a very good marketing ploy right there. No, I don't know.
No. That's funny. There was a website for like one day where you could type in your record on Spotify. You type it into this other website, and it would play it like nonstop. But
really?
Like somehow like multiple times, like 100 plays a second or something like that. So the idea being that you could make a bunch of money, because the streams, you know, eventually do add up. But they got shut down like a day into it. I didn't do it, but a bunch of my friends texted me like, "Hey, dude, you can go to this website and do this thing."
Yeah, there was I guess probably like 2 years ago, there was a band who put out a record. Like they figured, I guess, like for each play you have to play a song a minimum, like for a play to count, a minimum of like 40 seconds or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Or a minute. I can't remember. I think it's like a minute or something like that. But what they did was they made a record, and all it was silence. And they told like all their fans and friends to play it at night, from like right when you go to bed to like right when you wake up.
No way.
Or if you're at work, just play it, and like it would play. And then like finally Spotify caught on.
That's so
and then like
funny.
they still paid them because.
Right.
But they took the record off, and they had enough money to fund a actual record. So,
That's brilliant.
yeah. But
Who
of course,
who did this? Can you say?
no, I don't know who it is.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know who, but so that in one way it's brilliant, but then also it's like I can't remember the name of that band.
Oh, dang.
It was the Rolling Stone. No,
No.
Tom Petty, I think, is the one.
Yeah,
who,
yeah. He needed his GoFundMe didn't kick in.
yeah. Have you guys ever done that?
I haven't yet. I thought about it. I thought about it a lot, but I just haven't done that yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it works wonders for people.
Yeah. What I always like looking and seeing like obviously there's going to be you can get a CD, MP3 download, T-shirt, poster, but sometimes there's just some like weird shit you can get.
Yeah.
Not necessarily weird shit, but like some like, oh, I didn't think like anyone was gonna. For example, like Drew Kennedy on his, you could buy like a baseball hat with like a Drew Kennedy, like a new, like limited edition Drew Kennedy logo or something like that.
Oh, really?
You know, yeah.
So I know people do like house shows and stuff too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I've always wondered how, why, like, certain venues just won't pay for a house show or like a show, like on there. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
because I'm sure it'll be cheaper on some. It would be cheaper technically with some
Right,
bands, but like
right.
typically also when you buy a house show, you're getting like all the cool stuff. So like
Right.
if you're the owner, you'd get like all of the cool stuff,
Yeah.
and then book the band. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I wonder if the band has the right to be like, no, we're not gonna
Yeah,
do that. Huh.
I don't know. Man, I had I always thought would be cool too. This is it's kind of related to this, but not really. I think it would be awesome if there was like baseball cards for bands.
I would love that idea because actually, I was a baseball card nerd when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And so was Zach. Zach's dad actually used to work for Beckett magazine. You know the magazine that shows you how much they're worth. So he's got a bunch of like really cool stuff. But I still have mine from when I was a kid. I actually went through it and looked the other day, and I found a Derek Jeter rookie card. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know I had. Like it's not one that I bought. It was just in my big stack of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I've got a closet full of baseball and basketball and football cards.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I guess like
I thought
every
like
kid does.
there for a minute I was like, man, I'm gonna, really look through them and see what I can sell on eBay. And then, like a couple of days looking through, I was just like, shit, dude, this is like too much effort, too much work to
Yeah.
like figure out what is actually
Worth anything.
of value. Yeah,
I know because there's probably some in there that like are error cards or that you wouldn't just know the guy's name, but like
Yeah.
you have to like look up.
Well,
every
I know
single
like
card.
one of the cards is a Brett Favre rookie card, but like
Oh,
they
wow.
misspell his last name.
Really?
Yeah,
They do the RVE thing or whatever.
yeah,
That's cool. That's got to be like worth some coin.
yeah. I don't know. It's I'm sure it is somewhere.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. I don't know the baseball cards. So you collected?
Yeah, I did. I loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm for your idea of the baseball card.
For bands?
For bands.
Yeah.
And you can put like instead of your stats on the back, it could be like what bands you were with, like per
Like,
year.
Yeah, years. Yeah.
And like how many shows and like how many records you put out and stuff. That would
Yeah.
be pretty cool.
How many times fired? Let
yeah,
go.
Yeah.
Shit like
let
that.
go, yeah. I like it.
I don't know. Something. I don't know. I think it'd be fun.
It would be awesome.
I just don't
we
know
need
how.
to get Blue Light to make them.
Yeah. I was honestly thinking that I was like when I first thought of it, I was like, man, that'd be cool. Like if we could just do like Lubbock, but
Yeah.
just because I was thinking like with Landon shots, like if Landon shot basically everyone playing live everywhere, be like, okay, let's see how much it
Right.
takes to make baseball cards, because if they make them for like, Little League, Pop Warner,
Yeah, it can't be that much, right?
then you
Yeah.
can make them for
Sure.
all the musicians.
Yeah. That's a
Trading
great
cards.
idea. Dude, you should totally make that happen.
Kickstarter that
Yes.
basically. Yeah. But then you would also have to count on everyone keeping up with their stats.
Yeah, and not 'cause you can't make up your own, or you can't just trust them to be honest about how
Yeah.
many times they were fired. You know,
Well, like how many shows have you played this year?
I don't know. You know,
Yeah, so
you
you
have
got
to
that kinda
look.
shit.
Yeah, it will be cool though. It will be really cool.
I think
I support your idea.
It's a lot better on paper than like,
Yeah.
execution, probably.
Well, I don't know. I guess you could like go to their website, maybe look backwards on their
Yeah.
calendar.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm
There's
sure
some
it's a
way.
way.
There's a way.
Yeah.
They could just ask their agent like how many shows you played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think would be like the rarest? of
The rarest
the
of
the rarest card that we would hypothetically make that like everyone would be fighting for.
I don't know. I mean, like, it would be up to how many
We made
you
on
would make it rare. So it could be like the rarest ones should be like the most badass ones. So like, you know, make like only do like 5 Joe Elys. You know. And we won't talk about the ones that you'll do the most of because obviously
I'll talk about it.
I know you will. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, you know, once you get into the major leagues, you get a whole lot of baseball cards made, anyways. Right?
Yeah,
So-
that's right. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, definitely, you need the badasses only just do a very limited run.
Yeah, you're a baseball fan,
Yes.
big Rangers fan.
No, I mean I am.
You not anymore.
I am. I mean, there are guys who are way more into it than I am, but yeah, I do love the Rangers.
Yeah. How many games do you watch?
I don't know. I've only gone to watch 2 this year, and then on TV, it's not often that I'll sit down at the beginning and watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Every pitch. That's what I love about the sport is
You
I
can
like
just-
just having it on.
Yeah.
Watch a little bit. While I'm doing something else, talk. Or I'll sit at a bar and just stare at it. So, but I've never been. Like, I don't just watch every pitch of all 9 innings that often.
Yeah.
But,
I think baseball is 2 things. It's like the background sport.
yeah.
And 2 is like it's the great like regional sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why like I'm against like interleague play.
Yeah.
Like because it makes it to, I don't know, national.
Right. I do love that. I do love the regional aspect of it. I wish it was even more so, than it is.
Yeah.
But
Talking with Drew Kennedy, like he's a big Phillies fan.
of course,
And
right?
he said that I asked him the same question, like how many Phillies games do you watch or listen to while on the road? And he's like, almost all of them.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, because he's like at least not the whole.
Right, but almost he's checking it. He's one of these guys that'll be like during the podcast if there's a game, like checking his phone to see the
Yeah.
score or whatever.
Yeah, well, he said like it works so well for him because that's a East Coast team.
Yeah.
And so like games are started early in the East, and so like it's typically before he's playing. So
Yeah.
he's able to catch some of it, or like he's driving and he just has it on XM radio or something.
Right. Yeah. That's cool. I didn't know he was such a diehard fan.
Yeah.
I gotta poke fun at him about that next time I see him.
Did you play baseball?
Did I play? I mean, I played Little League and all that, but I didn't
Yeah.
play in high school. I was never very good at it, unfortunately, even though I loved the game so much. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to be good so badly, but I
Yeah.
was so bad at it.
Yeah. I'm not that good, or I wasn't that good. I played
Yeah.
like just a couple years and was just like, man.
Yeah.
This is horrible for me.
Yeah.
My little brother, though, he's I guess he's like 15, and he I was talking to him the other day, and he was like, yeah. I asked him like why he didn't play this last year, and he was like, yeah, because it was just getting too boring for me. And I'm like, you cocky
Right.
asshole.
Oh, that's a 15-year-old answer if there
Yeah.
ever was one.
I'm like,
It's too boring.
yeah. I'm like, dude, what do you mean? Like, it's too boring. He's like, well, I'll play in high school.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. The whole, what were you like at 15?
If
I'll
it's
tell
a-
you how my little brother is.
I
in a
was
second.
I was very awkward, extremely awkward kid. Like in those awkward teenage years were especially so for me. I had terrible acne, you know, and I was so shy and nervous, and so in a way, probably like a. I mean, maybe was I a dork? I think I might have just been a dork.
Collecting baseball cards.
You know, and at that point, I'd started to, you know, I found music, you know, my own music. I mean, probably when I was around 13 or so did I start, like, really branching out into music that I could find on my own. But by then, I was pretty far into it, you know, and that's probably what I identified most with at that age was, you know, some sort of music thing. But
yeah.
But I definitely, like, I look back, like, at pictures of me from that time, and I'm just like, oh, man, look at you poor bastard. You don't even know how ridiculous you look.
Yeah. Yeah. See, like, when I was in, like, 14, 15, I wasn't really even into music.
You weren't?
No, like, because I think part of it was just because my dad was always the, well, you don't have to buy CDs. Music's on the radio.
Oh,
kinda,
right.
Like that kind of guy. So, and 3 radio stations you pick up in Fort Stockton.
Sure.
So, it was, and obviously, like, you're really just listening to what your parents have listened to for so long. And so then, you know, I guess it was kind of on that aspect, I really didn't, like, of course I listened to music, but I wasn't, like, obsessed or anything.
Yeah.
You know,
what were you into then?
a whole lot of sports stuff, like basketball, like, big Mavericks fan. Like, I see, as far as, like, Drew being, like, watching or listening to every Phillies game, I'm the same way with the Mavs. Of course, that's only 82 games, but I watched at least, like, 90% of them.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Man. So, speaking of Mavs, when he was a kid, Brooks was he was one of the kids that wiped the sweat up at the game. Yeah, I forget. I don't know if they call them ball boys or what. But yeah.
Yeah.
So he got to meet all those dudes. He has all their autographs. You know, of all the teams that came in. You know.
Yeah.
What a like dream thing for a kid to have. You know, like when he was like 11 doing that. That's I never was basketball. I never really got that far into it. For me, it was always baseball.
Yeah. I don't know, like, none of that is cringy. What I always think about, like, whenever you're a kid is, like, just the dumb shit you bought.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine, like, how much money you would have right now if you just didn't buy all the dumb stuff like your parents told you. Like, don't buy that.
Right.
Just, like, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. You know, kids are stupid.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Well, you know, like this weekend, speaking of my brother, he wanted to go to the mall to find a watch. And, you know, my buddy Jeff was like, wait, kids are wearing watches?
I never wore a watch.
And obviously, if you have a damn phone, you don't need a watch. Like, but, you know, I said, you know, I think it's more of like this fashion statement kind of thing.
Right.
It's like a big face
like
on it.
One of those
and
ones.
it's like, I told him he had to buy it from the mall, you know, like
Right.
instant gratification. I was like, let's just look online.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we can find something cheaper. But
Right.
no,
Had to go do that.
so he bought one, and it's not even like a good looking watch, you know.
Well, that's another thing about kids is that they have poor taste
Yeah,
in lots of things.
yeah,
Especially the way they dress, or at least I sound like such an old man, but like I'm like, look at these idiots.
yeah. What band did you listen to back then that you were just like,
man,
you
you
look
know.
now and you just cringe?
Yeah, no, I don't know that I just cringe if there's any, but you know, I was, you know, parents always listen to country, you know, just like everybody else's parents probably.
Mm-hmm.
So I always listened to that. But then, you know, when I started to when I was around that age, you know, 13 or 14 or 15 or whatever, that's when like the whole grunge thing started happening, which I thought was so badass, you know. Looking back on maybe some of those bands, I'm like, well, no. Some of it's still cool, obviously, but some of it I'm like, maybe not all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
it's weird because, and I think you could probably do this with every decade, but I feel, you know, since I grew up in the 90s, you grew up in the 90s,
Right.
essentially.
Yeah.
It feels like some of those bands, like, just dated a whole lot worse than like bands from the 80s or 70s or 60s.
For sure.
Like, there's, I guess, more timeless music in those
Sure,
decades.
yeah.
Where, like, a lot of stuff in the '90s. I felt like it was either really, really good or like it just did not age well whatsoever.
I agree.
You
And
know?
with all that grunge stuff and all that, I think that was like because it was, I mean, everybody was way into that. It was huge, the thing. And it was more of a cultural thing about, expressing some sort of attitude and dressing this way than it was about like, because there was a lot of like bands that had a really low level of musicianship during that time, and other decades didn't have that as much, I don't think. But some of those bands, because it was all about the way you look and how distorted your guitar is and everything, and so you didn't really have to be that great. And I think that those are the bands that I think don't age well at all. It just sounds like just bad music.
Yeah.
Which back, you think like back in the '60s, say no one got to go and make a record if they weren't like very good at their instrument.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so weird. Okay, like I've always heard this story, but I was reminded of it just last night. I was driving home. I guess like Severo has like a radio show on XM on that outlaw country station, and he was talking about like the Sir Douglas Quintet and about how like that's Doug Somm and like Augie Myers. And, they're all from Texas, and yet like the only way they were able to get any radio play whatsoever was that I can't remember the guy's name who cut their record, but he told them like show back up in a month and like have all your friends like grow their hair out, and we're gonna call you guys like Sir Douglas Quintet because it sounds more British. Because like just the British invasion shit was so in vogue. Like they were letting all these like really shitty bands come over and play just because they were British,
Right.
And
that's so funny.
It's kind of weird, like to think.
That is weird, man. I heard a story once about a band, and I wish I could. It's not going to be. I wish I could think of which band it was, but it was around that time, the British invasion and all that. Well, one of these British bands had like made a record, but then broken up, and then but they were popular over here still. So a group of guys over here pretended to be them and like booked a tour and everything under their name, and they ended up like moving on to bigger, and they were really good musicians that had legitimate careers. But that's how they started. But they're like they broke up, so let's just pretend that we're them.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. And just play all their tunes,
Yeah, well, I mean, like I guess every movement, every scene, jumps the shark at some point just because of like all the people who
because there's money to be
pretend,
made off of it.
Yeah,
because there's money to be made off of it. People are going to try, and then that's when it gets turns to shit.
Yeah, I guess you should just never really judge a movement by like the worst.
Yeah, I think
aspects of it.
Yeah, maybe just
because I mean, like you could look at grunge and be like, grunge sucks because grunge really. Without grunge, like Nickelback and Creed wouldn't be around,
right?
So, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, I think so.
Oh,
maybe
I
like Limp Bizkit, too.
Oh yeah, I agree with everything you say. But maybe it's probably just better it's probably more fair to judge them by the best of the genre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Like I guess what got popular lately was. I don't even know. Maybe it's already passed, but like the Americana movement, as far as like the like Mumford and Sons version of it, like the big grand anthems blasting kind of.
Yeah. Well, after Mumford and Sons, like everybody was trying to copy them, So there's like all these bands that were doing that same thing. They're probably all broken up by now.
Yeah.
that sort of copycat stuff doesn't ever stick around very long.
Yeah. Like I guess like Mumford's last record, it
was like a rock and roll record, wasn't it?
They plugged in, essentially, Yeah. And I joked like there's all these bands who were already plugged in, and then like they were like, well, man, let's unplug.
Yeah.
And then like all of a sudden like, they're I guess on that same career path as Mumford, trying to do what they're doing, and then it's like, you know, they plug back in, or plug in, and then it's like, well, what the fuck do we do now? You know,
Yeah, what do we do now? That's funny.
like that Forrest Gump scene when he's like running, you know, and then he decides
Oh, and he
like
just
he's going to
stops.
stop, and they're like, well, what do we do now?
Yeah, and they're just standing there as he's running off.
Yeah.
That's funny. I applaud Mumford and Sons for you know, what's that guy's name? The main guy.
Man, if you had Marcus Mumford.
Okay.
Yeah.
I read, I guess, like a little snippet of an interview or something, and it was like, I don't want to be known as just this, you know. So, we're completely changing our instrumentation, and you know, this was at the height of their popularity before they made this new record.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people were like, "Well, it's crazy. You can't do that. Like, you just y'all are blowing up so huge." But I say, good for him. Mix it up.
Yeah. I always give a whole lot of shit to Mumford.
Yeah.
I don't think they're probably as bad as I always say they are, but I do think that like Marcus Mumford has been a part of a few projects that have been really cool, like the new Basement tapes. You know, what I'm
That's
talking
right.
about?
Yeah.
Like that stuff was really good, and then he was also like on the Inside Llewellyn Davis soundtrack.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like that Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Really?
Yeah. I hear that I need to. Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as good as like I thought it was gonna be,
Really?
but like it's still good. Like it's Coen Brothers. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to check it out. Yeah, I never listened that much to them, Mumford and Sons. You know, I mean, I hear the songs you can't escape hearing because they're everywhere. But
Starbucks and
yeah, but I never had any records. But I did listen to that new Basement tapes. You know, and,
Yeah.
I liked his input a lot on that.
yeah.
But I never thought they were bad. I just thought I'm sick of hearing this. And
Yeah.
I don't know why they're so revered, maybe, but I never thought they were a bad band.
Yeah, I think it's just weird that, and I guess this kind of happened in the '60s too. Whenever the Stones and the Beatles came over from England, the Kinks, all these great British bands, they were like reintroducing American music to Americans, right?
Right.
Because like during that time, a lot of stuff was getting real bubblegum pop, and I guess like it's sort of the same thing maybe happening. Or was happening with Mumford because, to a lesser degree, like this British band reintroducing Americans to like American music, you know?
Yeah,
To Dylan and.
that's kind of true.
But I don't know if
Yeah,
I want to give him that much credit.
Wait, I don't know. You really don't like them.
No, I don't. I just don't. I just think they're too easy to like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
You know what?
Like
you
it's
know
just
what
one of those bands where. Okay, this is the thing. I don't know how that kind of band can be your favorite band.
Right.
Like if you have the record or you think they're okay, like that's fine. But some bands I just don't know how they're your favorite band.
Right. I
Because
don't.
there's like a better version of them somewhere.
Right. No, I would agree with that totally. Well, I think it's, you know, maybe people that say that they're their favorite band are more casual listeners of music. You know?
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah.
It's, you know, they're an accessible band. You know, it's easy to like them, and like you said, and I don't know, but yeah, I tell you what was annoying was like I would during that when they were blowing up or whatever, I would hear bands, you know, that they would sort of affect their voice with that some sort of weird accent when they sang like him, you know, just because that's the way he sings.
Yeah.
Like with some, and I'm like, I know where you're from, dude.
Yeah. Well, it's like an outfit by Drive-By Truckers. Jason Isbell says,
Yeah.
don't sing with a fake British accent.
Yeah, that's right.
You know? So just don't do that.
Just don't do it.
What is interesting, though, and this is like, I think one of the good points about, I guess, like the rebirth of Americana as far as Mumford or Avett Brothers, that kind of stuff, is it's made Texas and Oklahoma bands that were more roots rock more relevant and like I guess more praised, you know.
Yeah.
Like Turnpike obviously has like some deep roots in roots rock.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and I think like that just in a way helped them.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think that's true, and anything like that can, that does nothing but help all of us, for this sort of resurgence of Americana. But you're right. The more roots rock, because I don't think the people that like Avett Brothers probably like country music or very country music,
Yeah.
Even though Troubadours are country too, but I think they would have a hard time with like I'm not going to name anybody, but somebody that's more kind of traditional country. But
like Turnpike is always that band who, like my friends who aren't into country music, they're like, I don't like country music, but I like Turnpike.
But I like them.
Like that kind of thing.
Right.
It's very.
It's just and it's because the songs are so good. That wouldn't happen if it.
Of
if the
course.
songs weren't just so good. But I don't know why that's so true for things that are country or rootsy. I mean, it's like it's changing, but like it's so many people are just like I can't do country, can't do it.
Yeah.
Why is that? Like
I don't know why.
it's like it's I think maybe considered like like less intelligent, and a lot of it is. But there's bad music in every genre.
I think it is part of the like they think it's like dumbed down.
Yeah.
But also, I think it's also a part of, we're all from Texas. We're all
Right.
like from the South. I would guess like 90% of our parents listen to country music.
Right.
And in a way, like it goes back to them just still trying to rebel against their parents.
Right.
In this
That's
one
true.
little way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's probably true. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
But it's an odd thing, I don't know. I guess there's some people who say the same thing, like, I just can't listen to hip hop. Just can't do it. When it's like, what about if it's good, really good?
Yeah. yeah.
But like no one, probably no one says that about rock music. Like even my dad probably likes some rock songs, and he's
Yeah.
he's cowboyed out, man.
Yeah. Well, a whole lot of stuff. Like, think about all the bands that are, from the 70s or 60s, who were called rock and roll then, but like they would be called country or alt country now.
Oh, sure.
Or Americana, whatever the case
Totally.
is.
There's a bunch of them.
It's,
It's what they were.
Yeah.
They, just roots rock.
Yeah.
They were so, just because they had long hair and stuff and more tight jeans, but it's American roots music.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's funny. Now, that slowly changed over time to where maybe not so much from the 90s, and all that, but in 2000s. But yeah, back then for sure.
Yeah. The other day, I guess it was just literally yesterday, Paste put out like this top 50
I saw that.
alt country. Did you see that list?
Yeah, I saw that list and I read through it really
Yeah.
quickly. I guess I did it. I saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
I had some interesting stuff on there that I
Yeah.
didn't know. What do they call it? Alt country? That
Yeah, I
that
think it was like top 50
alternative
alt
country. Yeah. So like Katie Lang is alternative country.
Yeah.
I
There's
didn't-
some stuff like on there I was just like, well, I didn't think that would be
Yeah.
really considered. Like My Morning Jacket is still Moose.
Yeah.
I
but
didn't necessarily think that was.
it's not what I would call alternative country. Right.
Yeah.
And even then, they were like, we left a bunch of people off because they're not, even though they're kind of country, they're not alt country.
Yeah. I think like that. I think still like Too Far to Care should be like number one or number two on that list,
Absolutely.
no matter what.
Yeah. That's one of my favorites. I don't even remember. So was it ranked? Like number one was supposed to be the best?
Yeah, it was ranked.
So what was number one?
Well, I don't remember. It wasn't like what I thought it should have been.
So like
I thought
a
like
Wilco
Heartbreaker. Right, it was a Wilco song.
It was?
A Wilco record, I think.
Okay. Yeah, Heartbreaker, Too Far to Care. Those would be like the, classics.
Yeah. But it was also like ranking all alt country. It wasn't like alt country of the last
Right.
30 years or 25 years or something. Here it is. Hold on. You know how like the internet, like it's always so fast whenever you don't necessarily need it, and then you're like
The
trying to pull
minute you
something
do
up, and you're like,
something.
shh.
Yeah. There's like Wilco's. Was it Yankee Hotel Foxtrot?
Yeah, I know it's not that though.
Oh, okay.
That's like I would have remembered that.
Right.
Oh, you know what it was? I don't think I'm not to it yet, but no, it's Uncle Tupelo.
Oh. Okay.
Number 2, Lucinda Williams. Car was on a gravel road.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I guess Wilco being there is number 7.
Ah, I see. Well, that explains, Uncle Tupelo, like
Heartbreaker 13.
13. I know that's too low.
Yeah.
And where's Too Far to Care? Way down in the 20s or something?
Let's see here. 20.
Not cool, man.
Yeah. Like, Jeff Dennis?
Yeah.
Like Jeff, he's never really gone down the rabbit hole because he always says, you don't want me to go down this like rabbit hole about how Too Far to Care is the best record like ever.
Dude.
And
I mean,
like, no, just do it. Just one day, please.
That's what it changed just like everything for me because I was like I don't know how old it was when it came out, 15 or
It
16.
came out like in '97, which
Okay.
that's the thing is like.
I
It
would've
came out in
been-
'97, and that's so
That is-
timeless.
Yeah, that's
like it
funny.
feels like it could have came out 2007
Yeah.
or next year.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Totally. It's a timeless record. But I remember being like, I must have been 16 because I had it in my car, like I had the cassette, and it was like, oh, like it totally bridged two worlds. Like I never knew that you could be like a badass rock and roll band and also have a country band. Like it totally made sense to me for like the stuff that I had been into and then like my upbringing.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, this is it, man. This is what, this is the, and so it was like life changing for me. I love that record.
Yeah.
Love it.
Did you by chance see them on it was like a 15-year anniversary of Too Far to Care tour?
No.
They did like, I don't know, like 15 dates of that. Maybe 15.
I would have
don't
loved
know.
to.
Their last date was here at Blue Light.
Oh, I bet it was so awesome.
And I interviewed Rhett before that. And then like, I got to meet him before the show. And we talked a little bit more about it. And he was just like, yeah, tonight's going to be like the last time we play that record all in a row. And I couldn't be more happy about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was over it, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, he was like, I love the songs, and, like, we're always going to play Time Bomb, and we're always
Right.
going to play Barrier Reef. And But, like, I guess playing the record in a row like that just can get
Just
tiresome.
wore him out.
Yeah.
I could believe that.
Yeah.
I could totally believe that.
But I love the idea of, like, bands doing that. Like,
it's
just
a great
playing, like,
idea.
the full, Springsteen does it.
Yeah, he did
he'll
that in the river.
Play the entire damn record, and then obviously play those
The mega
highlights,
stuff you
yeah.
have to play. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
We've always wanted to like. I know bands do this, all the time, but I want to do it. Like, get us and like a couple of other bands, and maybe do.
Like one of your favorite records?
Yeah,
That kind of thing?
do-
Yeah.
But maybe we'll pick an artist and we each do one of their records, or something
Oh,
like that.
the entire record?
Yeah, play it top down.
Oh, man.
I mean, if you could get guys to do it, and the records can't be like 20 songs long, obviously, because you've run out of time.
Yeah.
I think that would be really fun. It'd be challenging, but it would be
Yeah.
awesome.
I was talking with Eric Willis, and I guess like Brandon Adams and Red were right there too, and it was like, let's do a fucking Fleetwood Mac show.
Oh yeah, that would be rad.
Because like I guess Red doesn't do a Fleetwood Mac cover, but Brandon obviously he does Dreams, and then Eric does Landslide, and Fleetwood Mac's like one of my top 10 favorite bands.
Oh, yeah, they're
And
rad.
I'm like, dude, let's just do that sometime.
dude, somebody should just like play Rumors, like the whole thing. That would be so awesome.
What song would you do?
Probably Dreams, man.
Dreams.
I love it so much. Brooks has, which one does he love the most? He likes, I can't remember right now, but yeah, Dreams has always been my favorite one of theirs, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
I know it's cliche, but to have that be your favorite, but it is.
Yeah. No, but I think like we suggested that Red do Gold Dust Woman.
Yeah, he would be great at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would kill that song.
I think like my favorite Fleetwood Mac song, this is going to be one of those like no one's really ever heard this
Yes.
song before. Because it was like cut from Rumors, but it's Silver Springs, which is like would have been the last track, but they ended up cutting it.
Oh, I haven't heard it.
Oh, I'm going to play it for you right after we fucking do
Okay.
finish this because it is it's so damn good.
Really?
And then like there was a version of it on one of their reunion tours, like that the big one that happened in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And like Stevie Nicks is singing it, and she and like Lindsay are like looking at each other while they're singing it.
Yeah.
And like it's obviously Rumors was all about
Right,
everyone
yeah.
in the band, but like that song's obviously from her perspective to him, and they're like he's singing the harmonies, and like but it's so many years past, that, like
Right.
they're over it, but like they still have that connection. And It's
Yeah.
like man, that is so fucking good.
That's rad.
Yeah.
Silver Springs, huh?
Yeah, I'll play it for you, like in a minute.
Okay.
Are you good?
Yeah, man.
You want to keep on going?
That's your
We've gone like an hour.
Yeah.
I don't know what you got planned.
I mean, I'm just going to be here, so
Yeah.
we're not going to leave the blue light. Yeah, I'm not a big like after sound check. A lot of bands like to go back to the hotel or whatever and show up like right before showtime.
Yeah.
That for some reason makes me like nervous or something. I can't stand that, so I always just hang out.
Stay here.
Yeah. Plus, have a beer
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Play some golden tea over here.
golden tea. Oh man. Well, it's new, but it's already out of order.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever been in order, actually.
What year is it?
I don't know.
On top it says it. I can't read that far.
I can't see it because there's a sign in my way.
I think it says 2016. Well, we need to
Yeah.
get it back in order.
Do you play golf?
Very, very poorly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun, but I've never been very good at it.
Yeah. Parker, I was talking to him, I guess 2 days ago. Him and Dustin played like 36 holes in one day.
What?
Just
that
the other
doesn't
day.
sound fun.
Yeah.
That's too much.
I was over at Parker's and he had like, big sunburn across his forehead and he just looked weathered.
Oh, man, that's a long time,
Yeah.
and that's a lot.
Saw Dustin up here later that night and he was,
Totally,
just going.
it's totally fine.
Yeah. I was like, man.
It's way tougher than me. I couldn't do it. Also, I couldn't make it through 36 holes and not, I mean, because you're drinking beer the whole time. That's part
Yeah.
of golf. Like, I wouldn't be, I couldn't stand up by the end of it.
Yeah. Okay, like what events would you want to go to? Not necessarily sporting events, but like that are like on your bucket list. Would you like want to go to like the Masters or anything like that, or?
Yeah, I would like to go to the Masters. Just to see the course.
Yeah.
It's like the most beautiful chunk of land. That they should. So cool. Also, like, I want to do. I want to see as many ballparks as I can, but Fenway would be a one that I really, really want to see.
Yeah.
My first, like, if I could ever afford just to fly, just to watch a game, only because I'm going up to there to just see
Yeah.
a ballpark, that would be it. But speaking of bucket list stuff, I am marking one off my list coming up. So, in August, this month, in like 3 weeks, I've never seen Bruce before ever.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get to see him, but I'm flying to New Jersey to see him
Oh, yeah.
in New Jersey. So it's gonna be rad. Me
I
and
had a-
Bobby Duncan are going, and Donovan Dodd.
I had a professor who was from New Jersey, so he was all about Springsteen.
Sure, of course.
And he had seen Springsteen at least 10 times, or something, you know what I mean, like
Wow,
that kind of
yeah.
stuff. And we'd be up there like at paper night getting the newspaper stuff done, and like one of his buddies would call and be like, "Hey, listen, we're at Springsteen," like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And like just to call him to let him know they were
Yeah.
watching Springsteen, kind of thing. But that's a dude like, I've talked with so many people about how he's just the guy who, if he wanted, he could play 90 minutes
Sure.
and be okay. Like nobody would give him shit.
No.
But he always plays like 3.5 hours.
Right, which is crazy. And he's the only one guy I think that can pull that off. I mean, okay, there's a handful of bands that can pull that off and have it still be good and interesting. But if any other band, most any other band, I'm over it by then, man. It's like, God, let's wrap this up. But I won't be that way with him, obviously. But I actually think that we should. I love it when bands play short sets.
Yeah.
Because you just get the best, you know. I think that like I kind of think that the days when they would be like package shows with like 6 bands, but they would each play like 40 minutes. I think that's awesome.
Like the Elvis, Johnny Cash,
all that stuff. Yeah.
Jerry Lee Lewis kind of.
And just like they would all just and have a bunch of different bands, so you get a full night's worth of music, but just shorter sets because. I mean, there are the obvious exceptions, but a lot of times, 2 hours even. I'm like, this is.
Yeah.
I mean, you get ear fatigue. Like it's just like.
I agree with you to an extent. Like sometimes though, I just want to see like a band like
just go forever.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
I hardly
as
ever.
long as it's like they're. Like I don't want them to play forever if they're just up there. And it's. Too many covers, or you know what I mean?
Right.
Like that they're just doing it because.
Right.
But like there's sometimes where, they're going on, for a long time or an extended period just because of the energy of the night.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
That
like,
okay.
Like I saw like my example would be Jonathan Tyler one time played here, and it was like a back-to-back night where they did 2 nights in a row, and that second night. Like you would think, okay, it's not going to be as good as the first night just because all these people were already here.
Right.
The second night was somehow better, and like he ended up playing until like 1:50.
Wow.
Like the lights were on and stuff when they stopped, but it was just like that. It was a moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you could do that every time.
Yeah.
That kind of get tiresome, but.
Right. Well, that's cool, and I'm with you on that. If it's because. If it's because of it's just like a magical moment or night, then I'm understand. I think that is cool. But I don't know. Nobody can do like 3.5 hours of cool or 4 hours of cool like Bruce can.
Yeah. Well, it's because he has so many.
He has so many songs.
It's not just necessarily even just songs. It's so many phases.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because obviously the guy has songs, but it's also like he has phases.
Oh, sure.
That work out so well.
No, I agree.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so interesting to see guys who are up there in age still find stuff to write about. Like Springsteen. I've always because so many guys get up there in age and then they just become a caricature of their self.
Oh,
right?
sure. Yeah.
They become cliche. But like Leonard Cohen,
right.
that guy is like in his 80s.
Yeah.
And he didn't have a record he had like a gap of like 12 years between records or something like that. And then he put out 2 records and they were just, still great.
Yeah.
It's weird.
There's not a lot of guys can do that, I don't think. But, I don't even think of Bruce as like aging, but he's like 60 something, 66 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, he's not going to, I don't know. I hope he tours forever, but that's why I'm really sad about seeing him because like, shit, he'll be 70 in 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, is he going to be running around crazy? I hope so, but.
Yeah. Well, it's, look at like Willie Nelson,
Yeah.
Like he's going to be a dude. Of course, his shows are not sliding around.
Right.
Like
He's
Springsteen.
He does, yeah.
But like that's a guy who's going to go forever, I feel.
Yeah.
He will die out on the road,
Right.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll never quit. That's just, I guess, he probably doesn't know what to do. Like, it's been his way of life for like how many years? Like, 70 years.
Yeah.
That's all he's done. So.
For forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, let's call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this has been fun, dude. Thanks for letting me come on.
Thank you, man.
I've never done one of these.